Imagine being told exactly how to breathe while you sleep, or having someone watch you eat every single meal. Sound crazy? Well, welcome to the Imperial Harem, where even the most private moments had strict rules that would shock you today. Successious Emperor couldn't just visit any woman whenever he wanted. Every bedroom visit was planned like a military operation. Think about planning a date with your crush. You pick the time, the place, maybe what to wear. Now imagine if a whole committee had to approve your date first. That's exactly what happened. In the Imperial Harem, palace officials kept detailed records of every visit. They wrote down which woman the emperor saw. They noted the exact time he arrived and left. They even recorded what happened during the visit. Talk about no privacy. The emperor had to follow a rotation system. He couldn't visit the same woman too many nights in a row. This rule prevented any one woman from gaining too much influence. It also gave other women fair chances to see him. Special eunuchs carried the emperor to his chosen woman's room. Yes, carried. He rode on their backs like a human taxi. This tradition started because walking through the palace halls was considered beneath his dignity. The woman couldn't invite the emperor to her room. She had to wait to be chosen. Some women waited months or even years for a single visit. Others never got chosen at all during their entire time in the harem. Palace records show that some emperors were very methodical. They would visit women in alphabetical order by their names. Others chose based on the lunar calendar or special feast days. Before each visit, the chosen woman underwent hours of preparation. Servants bathed her in special oils and perfumes. They styled her hair in elaborate arrangements. They dressed her in silk robes chosen specifically for the emperor's preferences. The pressure was enormous. One night with the emperor could change a woman's entire life. It could elevate her status, bring her family wealth, or even make her the mother of the future emperor. Have you ever felt nervous before meeting someone important? Imagine if that one meeting could determine your entire future in the palace. Women in the harem had to sleep in specific positions. These rules controlled even their unconscious hours. Picture trying to fall asleep while someone tells you exactly how to position your arms and legs. Sounds impossible, right? But harem women had no choice in the matter. The most favored women slept on their backs with arms folded across their chests. This position was called the respectful pose. It showed submission, even while unconscious. Lower-ranked women had different required positions based on their status. Sleeping on your stomach was strictly forbidden. Palace officials believed this position showed disrespect to the emperor. Women caught sleeping this way faced punishment or demotion in rank. Guards made regular checks throughout the night. They walked through the sleeping quarters to ensure women maintained proper positions. Servants reported any woman who moved incorrectly during sleep. These reports went directly to the head eunuch. The reasoning behind these rules was both practical and symbolic. Officials wanted to maintain hierarchy. Even during rest, they believed that proper sleeping positions reflected a woman's inner character and loyalty. Some women tied ribbons around their wrists and ankles. These ribbons reminded them to maintain correct positions while sleeping. Others practiced sleeping positions during the day until they became natural habits. Medical records from palace archives show interesting effects. Many women developed back problems from forced sleeping positions. Some suffered from chronic insomnia due to the constant worry about positioning. The rules extended to bedding as well. Higher-ranked women got silk pillows and soft mattresses. Lower-ranked women slept on harder surfaces with basic cotton bedding. Even pillow height was regulated based on status. Breaking sleeping position rules had serious consequences. First offenses resulted in reduced food rations. Repeat violations could lead to isolation or transfer to lower status quarters. Some clever women found ways around these rules. They positioned servants near their beds to gently adjust them if they moved incorrectly during sleep. Do you think you could train yourself to sleep in one specific position every single night for years? Harem women couldn't choose when or how to bathe. Every aspect of personal hygiene was controlled by palace rules. Think about your morning routine. You probably shower when you want, use your favorite soap, and take as much time as you need. Harem women had none of these freedoms. Bathing schedules were determined by rank and the lunar calendar. The highest-ranking women bathed every 3 days. Middle-ranking women bathed twice weekly. The lowest-ranking women bathed only once per week. Water temperature was strictly controlled. Palace officials believed that water too hot or too cold affected a woman's fertility. Special servants tested every bath with their elbows before allowing women to enter. Women couldn't bathe alone. Servants watched every moment to ensure proper bathing techniques. They reported any woman who spent too long in the water or used unauthorized soaps or oils. The bathing process followed exact steps that couldn't be changed. First, women washed their hair with special herbal mixtures. Then, they scrubbed their bodies in a specific order: arms, torso, legs, and feet. Missing any step or doing them out of order was forbidden. Special beauty treatments were mandatory, not optional. Women had to use ground pearls on their faces twice weekly. They applied honey and milk masks according to strict schedules. Even eyebrow plucking followed palace-approved patterns. Nail care was particularly regulated. Women couldn't cut their own nails. Special servants performed this task using designated tools. Nail length had to match specific measurements based on the woman's rank in the harem. Hairstyling took hours and followed seasonal patterns. Summer styles were different from winter ones. Women couldn't choose their own hairstyles or change them without permission from palace officials. The strangest rule involved scent. Each woman was assigned a specific perfume combination. She couldn't wear any other fragrance, ever. This helped the emperor identify women by smell alone in darkened rooms. Beauty supplies were distributed based on behavior reports. Well-behaved women received better quality cosmetics and oils. Those who broke the rules got inferior products or reduced quantities. Would you be willing to give up control over your own bathing routine and beauty choices for palace luxury? Harem women lived under constant surveillance. Every conversation was monitored, and privacy was practically non-existent. Imagine if every text message you sent was read by your parents first, or if someone listened to every phone call you made. That was daily life for women in the Imperial Harem. Women couldn't speak freely to each other. Conversations were limited to approved topics like weather, poetry, or palace ceremonies. Discussing politics, the emperor's health, or palace gossip was strictly forbidden. Special listening servants hid throughout the harem quarters. These women, called earmaids, reported all conversations to palace officials. They memorized entire discussions and wrote detailed reports each evening. Written communication was even more restricted. Women couldn't write letters to family members without approval. Palace censors read every message before it leaves the compound. Many letters were never sent if they contained forbidden topics. The harem had its own secret sign language. Women developed hand signals to communicate forbidden topics. They used fan movements, hair touches, and clothing adjustments to send messages. However, palace officials eventually learned these signals too. Privacy in personal rooms was an illusion. Servants entered quarters at any time without permission. They searched through personal belongings regularly. Hidden items or unauthorized possessions resulted in severe punishment. Women couldn't meet in groups larger than 3. Larger gatherings were considered potential conspiracies against palace order. Guards broke up any unauthorized meetings immediately. Even religious prayers were monitored. Women had to pray at designated times using approved texts. Personal prayer books or meditation practices from their home regions were confiscated. The most bizarre rule involved dreams. Women had to report significant dreams to palace officials, dreams about the emperor, royal family, or political events were considered prophetic. Some women were punished for having inappropriate dreams. Some clever women found ways to communicate secretly. They hid messages in embroidery patterns or used coded poetry verses. Others communicated through shared meals by arranging food in specific patterns. The constant surveillance created an atmosphere of fear and mistrust. Women never knew which servants were genuine friends or palace spies reporting their every move. How would you cope with having absolutely no private moments or personal conversations for years at a time? These strange bedroom rules show how controlled life was in imperial harems, from scheduled emperor visits to monitored sleeping positions, from regulated bathing to forbidden conversations. Every aspect of daily life followed strict protocols. Women traded their freedom for luxury and status. These rules weren't just about power. They shaped entire cultures and influenced palace politics for centuries. What surprised you most about these harem rules? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe for more fascinating historical secrets.